In this lecture, we are going to see metals and non-metals chapter, NCERT, exemplar questions and answers. So here we are going to see MCQs, and in later on classes, we will see short answer and long answer questions. Okay, number 1. Which of the following properties generally not shown by metals? So they are asking property which is not shown by the metals. Electric conduction, yeah, it will show. Sonorous, yeah, metals are sonorous in nature. Ductility, we can make it into wires. Dullness, metals are shiny, it is not dullness. So this is the option which it will not show. Number 2, the ability of metals to be drawn into thin wire is known as. So ductility is nothing but ability of wire to make it into, ability of metal to make it into wire. So malleability nothing but sheets. Sonorous means which is having ability to produce sound. Conductivity, yes, metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Third question. Aluminium is used for making utensils, cooking utensils. Which of the following properties of aluminium are responsible for the same? So in house, in kitchen, we are observing aluminium metals for cooking. So good thermal conductivity. Yeah, thermal means heat. Yeah, this is the option. Good electric conductivity. Though it is electric conductivity, in kitchen, we are not using any electricity, so no need to go with this option. You can eliminate this. Ductility, ability of making metals into wires. So here, nothing to do with the wire. High melting point. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Melting point.
So answer is 1 and 4. So here D is the option 1 and 4.
In exam also we got that.
Oh, very good. That's what they'll be giving questions from in-text exercise exemplars. There is no other option in your board examination also. There is no option. You will be getting questions from textbook. That's it. If you are very thorough with all the textbook concept, in-text exercise and exemplar, you will be securing very good marks. Okay, fourth question. Which of the following metals do not react with cold water as well as hot water? So here, sodium, it will react with cold water. Calcium, it also reacts with water, but it is not so vigorous. And magnesium also reacts with water, cool water. But while coming to iron which will not react with cool water and hot water. Iron only reacts with steam.
Steam, sir.
The answer is D. Which of the following oxides of iron would be obtained on prolonged reaction of iron with steam? So, if you can observe iron Fe, if you heat or if it is reacting with steam, we are going to get iron oxide FeO and hydrogen gas. Prolonged heating they are telling. So, if you take that iron, if you keep on heating with the steam, you are going to get Fe2O3. Now, the correct equation for this is when Fe is reacting with steam, you see 4H2O. So high intensity. Then you are going to get Fe3O4. This you have to remember. So when if they are asking iron is reacting with water or moisture, you go with Fe2O3. But if it is reacting with steam, answer is Fe3O4. So there are two formulas. Fe2O3. Fe3O4. So this is reacting with just normal water, moisture, humidity, something like that. This is steam. Fe3O4. So answer is C. Fe3O4. Any doubts till 5? MCQs?
No, sir.
Right.
No, sir.
Sixth one. What happens when calcium is treated with water? So calcium Ca, if it is treated with water H2O, you are going to get metal hydroxide and hydrogen gas. So calcium hydroxide we are going to get. Now calcium reacts less violently with water. It is not very high violently, it is less violently with water, and bubbles of hydrogen gas produced stick to the surface of calcium. If you can observe, I told one question. If you drop one magnesium piece into the water, first it goes down, later on it floats up. Why? Because hydrogen gases hydrogen gas is produced in the form of bubbles, and the bubbles will be sticking under the surface of the magnesium, so that magnesium will be floating. Not only magnesium, if you drop calcium also the same thing happens. Calcium, because of its density, it goes down, but after some time automatically calcium comes up, due to which it floats over water surface. So calcium reacts with the H2O, gives rise to CaOH taken twice, and hydrogen gas. Much less heat is produced in this reaction, due to which hydrogen gas formed does not catch fire, right? Because only less amount of hydrogen is produced, less amount of heat is produced. If you can observe sodium. So sodium, automatically if you are adding into water, huge amount of heat is produced and it produces NaOH, sodium hydroxide. Huge amount of heat is produced. At the same time, hydrogen gas also will be evolving more, so that it will catch fire. Sodium, potassium, lithium, these elements will be catching fire, not calcium. Now, it does not react with water. No, it will react with water. Eliminate this. It react violently with water. No. Calcium, magnesium, zinc, it will be reacting very less violently with water. It reacts less violently with water. Yes, this is correct. Bubbles of hydrogen gas formed stick to the surface of calcium. Yes. If it is magnesium also, instead of calcium, if they have given magnesium, same. These two answers will be correct. So 3 and 4. Here we have 3 and 4. Generally, metals react with acids to give salt and hydrogen gas. Yeah, when metal is reacting with acid, it forms salt and hydrogen gas. Which of the following acids does not give hydrogen gas on reacting with metal? Except manganese and magnesium. It is very direct question. Answer, just you can make it HNO3, nitric acid. Nitric acid, this is the acid nitric acid. If it is reacting with metal, it produces salt plus H2O, right? H2O it will produce. Why? Because nitric acid is strong oxidizing agent. So it produces oxygen. Because of oxidizing agent, it produces oxygen. And at the same time, when metal is reacting with acid, it produces hydrogen gas. Oxygen plus hydrogen will combine together to form water. But this manganese magnesium, it can react. Apart from these two metals, what are the metals you keep it in nitric acid? It will not give hydrogen gas, it will give water, because it is strong oxidizing agent. Oxygen as well as hydrogen, both will be combined, both will be mixed to get water. That is the thing. Then, eighth, the composition of aqua regia. If you can remember, when I was telling concepts of aqua regia, I told you don't interchange the acids. Don't make it confused. Always you have to start acid with HCl. So first acid should be HCl, second acid should be HNO3. So first hydrochloric acid, second nitric acid. And what about the nature? Dilute or concentrated? This should be concentrated. This should be concentrated. Both are concentrated, not diluted. Now what is the ratio? HCl should be 3 parts. HNO3 should be 1 part. Now answer should be concentrated HCl, concentrated HNO3 with the ratio of 3:1. Here concentrated HCl, concentrated HNO3, ratio 3:1. So answer is C. So here and all you can observe dilute, you can eliminate. Here dilute, eliminate. Dilute, dilute, eliminate. That is the thing. Which of the following are not ionic compounds? Quite simple. Basically, what are ionic compounds? Salts. Salts. So, what are not ionic compounds meant? It should not be salt. Simple logic. KCl. So, okay, how to identify salt? Salt will have two parts. First part is metal part. Always first part should be metal. Second part should be compound part. Metal and compound. If you can observe compound, like it should end with Cl, it has to end with SO4, it has to end with NO3, it has to end with CO3, like this. So chloride, sulfates, nitrate, carbonates, these all are salts. Now, potassium is metal, ending with chloride, it is salt. CCl4. Here you see Na is metal, Cl ending with chloride. It is salt. Now if you can observe, this is C stands for carbon. It is not metal. Chlorine, it is not metal. Non-metal, non-metal. Here if you can observe, hydrogen is non-metal, chlorine is non-metal. What I said, salt should be metal and compound part. Here in this we have non-metal, non-metal. Here also non-metal, non-metal. 2 and 3 are not ionic compounds. So B is the correct answer. 2 and 3. What are those compounds? If they are not ionic compounds, then what are these compounds called, guys? Any idea?
Covalent compound.
Covalent
They
compound.
are covalent compounds. In 4th chapter, carbon and its compounds, we are going to see this concept. So, is it possible that non-metal and non-metal can combine together? Yes, it is possible. So, your salt means metal and non-metal. Salt, metal and non. That's it. Now, sodium is metal, chlorine is non-metal. Potassium is metal, chlorine is non-metal. But here, if you can observe, hydrogen is non-metal, chlorine is non-metal. Carbon is non-metal, chlorine is non-metal. Is that possible? Yes, it is possible. In 4th chapter, we are going to see that. 10th question. Which of the following properties is generally not generally exhibited by ionic compounds? So here we have to select the option which is not appropriate, which is not applicable to ionic compounds. Solubility in water, yes. Whenever you are talking about ionic compound, I told, remember just salt, which is present in your kitchen, that crystal salt, you can remember. Solubility in water, yes, salts are soluble in water. Electric conductivity in solid state, no, it cannot conduct electricity in solid state. Only it will conduct electricity in molten state. Same point is there in your textbook also. So this one is correct, this one is wrong. High melting and boiling points, yes, it requires huge amount of heat energy to split the molecules. So salt is nothing but ionic compound. Ion plus ion, both ions will come. Simply to say cation plus anion, for example sodium chloride, Na plus Cl minus. Because of this negatively charged, both will be combined with strong nuclear forces, right? So you need to give huge amount of heat energy to break the bond. So it has high melting point and boiling point. So which one is not means this B is not. Guys, any doubts in 6 to 10?
No, sir.
Right. Others? Monica, Pritika, Pranati, Likit, Amin?
No, sir.
Sir, that ninth question is little.
Yeah, you can ask. That's what I said. Whenever you have doubt, be free to ask. No worries. Anyone. Okay, ninth question. Which of the following are not ionic compounds? Not ionic compounds means which are not salts, they are asking. So how to identify salt? Okay, I'll do one thing. After uploading this video, in the link, I'll upload another video related to how to identify acids, bases and salts just by observing chemical formula. If you observe salt chemical formula, definitely salt should have two parts. First part should be metal part, second part should be non-metal part in simple logic. Now if you can observe, first one is KCl. KCl, K is metal, Cl is non-metal. So obviously it is ionic compound. If you can observe fourth option, it is NaCl. Na is metal, Cl is non-metal. Obviously this fourth one is also ionic compound. Now if you can observe second option, HCl. HCl. H is non-metal. Cl is also non-metal. It is not in this form. So this is not ionic compound. CCl4. C is carbon, non-metal. Cl is chlorine, non-metal. This is also not in the form of salt. So what we are identifying, HCl and CCl4 are not ionic compounds. This is the answer. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So Pranati?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yes. Next. 11th question. Which of the following metals exist in their native state in nature? Native state means in free
Gold
state.
and silver, sir.
Very good. Gold and silver. Because it will not combine with some other thing. Maximum we can obtain gold and silver. 2 and 4.
Sir, but pure gold will not exist in free state, no, sir.
Not pure. Of course, they are asking like which it should not be combined with oxides, sulfides, carbonates, like that. Without going with any calcination roasting process, is that possible to take? Yes, it is possible to take that gold and silver, like that. Clear? Next, 12. Metals are refined by using different methods. Which of the following metals are refined by electrolytic refining? Just by observing electrolytic refining, you have to go with the process. So electrolytic refining is used for metal like copper, zinc, silver, gold, etc. The method to be used for refining an impure metal depends on nature of metal as well as the nature of impurities present. So here there will be only anode mud will be present, right? So anode mud. So that we are going with this method. So answer will be this one. AU, CU, if there is AG, that also will be the answer. But you see, sodium, potassium, high reactive metals. For high reactive metals, method will be different, like that. So answer is 1 and 2. This is the answer. Silver article becomes black on prolonged exposure to air. This is due to. So silver, it reacts with hydrogen sulfide which is present in atmosphere, and it forms silver sulfide and hydrogen gas. So answer, it is very straight answer. You can tick this silver sulfide. No need to think also. Galvanization is method of protecting iron from rusting by coating it with thin layer of zinc. This is also a very straight question. Stainless steel is very useful material for our life. In stainless steel, iron is mixed with. So iron is mixed with nickel and chromium, as well as carbon also. That is a non-metal. So nickel, chromium, here we have A. You see, in stainless steel, iron is mixed with nickel, chromium, carbon, right? So the percentage is iron will be 74%, chromium will be 18%, nickel will be 8%, like that. Very less amount of carbon. There's any doubts from 11 to 15?
No doubt, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
No, sir.
Pranati? Pritika?
No, sir.
Monica? Right. 16. If copper is kept open in air, it slowly loses its shining brown surface and gains a green coating. This is due to formation of, right, copper. It will not react with oxygen. Maximum students will go with this option, D, CuO, but it is wrong. CuO is wrong. It is copper, it reacts with carbon dioxide, CO2.
CuCO2, sir.
Yes. And we will get copper carbonate, CuCO3. Copper carbonate. So answer is B, CuCO3. That is also a very straight question. Now 17. This is also a direct question.
It's G, sir.
No need to think.
Mercury.
Generally, metals are solid in nature. Which of the following metals is found in liquid state? Mercury. Done. This is also straight question. Which of the following metals are obtained by electrolysis of their chlorides in molten state? Now you see. The question thing is, here they are going with electrolysis. If you can observe this question. 12th. Electrolytic refining is different from electrolysis. High reactive metals will be going with electrolysis. This sodium, potassium, lithium, these are metals will be going with the process of electrolysis. Here, what are the high reactive metals? You can see iron is not high reactive, you can eliminate. Copper is not high reactive, you can eliminate. Then calcium, it reacts. Yes, it reacts with water, right? So sodium and calcium will be the answer. 1 and 2. D is the answer. This is also very direct question. Generally, non-metals are not lustrous. Which of the following non-metals is lustrous? Which non-metal will shine? Means only one non-metal, that is iodine. Iodine will shine. Next, if you can observe, sulfur is a powder, yellow color powder. Oxygen is gas. Nitrogen is also gas. 20. Which of the following 4 metals would be displaced from the solution of its salt by other 3 metals? So somewhat tricky question. So which one of the following 4 metals would be displaced from the solution of its salts by other 3 metals? Means some salt will be there, for example Mg. Let us take some salt like magnesium sulfate. Like all salts you take, magnesium sulfate, silver sulfate, or chlorides also you can take, zinc sulfate, copper sulfate. Now if you add magnesium to magnesium sulfate, so magnesium here, for this also magnesium, for this also magnesium, for this also magnesium, you have to add. Now for this first magnesium sulfate you have to add silver, here you have to add silver, here you have to add silver, here you have to add silver. Like that for all these 4 salts, 4 different metals you have to add. Means if you take magnesium sulfate, MgSO4, you have to add, what is the first metal here? Mg. So add Mg. Same magnesium sulfate only you take, you have to add second metal, that is Ag. Now you take magnesium sulfate. Now we add third metal zinc. Now we take magnesium sulfate. Now we add fourth metal copper. So add these metals for one salt. You see which will be displaced. Now they're asking which one of the following 4 metals would be displaced from the solutions of its salt by other 3. So one metal can displace in all these 3. So to identify this one, what we need is reactivity series of metal. Now I need to arrange magnesium Ag, silver Zn, zinc Cu, copper in reactivity series from high reactive to low reactive. Now guys, can you identify in these 4 which is high reactive?
Magnesium, zinc, copper, silver.
Sure. Magnesium,
Zinc, copper, silver.
zinc, copper, silver. Okay. Now in this high reactive is Mg, magnesium. Now which if you add all displacements you can observe means least reactive metal you have to add, so that if you see magnesium no displacement, zinc is least reactive than magnesium, so no reaction. Copper is least reactive than magnesium, so no displacement. But if you observe this silver is least reactive, na? So what would happen?
Displacement happens.
So displacement, can you observe displacement?
No, sir. None of the metals shows the displacement, sir.
Right. So magnesium. So if you want to see now which one will be added, so simply to say which one is very least reactive, they are asking in a very different language. They are asking which one is least reactive. Silver is least reactive.
Silver.
That only we can take the answer. So if you discuss for 30 minutes also, maximum confusions will be occurring. Instead of that one, silver metal would be displaced from solutions of its salt. So if you add silver, so magnesium sulfate. So for silver sulfate, you add magnesium. Now this is the option. Now you see AgSO4 you take. So here and all no displacement, no displacement. So CaSO4 if you take, magnesium will displace, zinc will displace, silver will not displace. Zinc sulfate if you take, magnesium will be displaced, zinc will not displace, copper will not displace, silver will not displace. If you take silver sulfate and if you add first metal magnesium, yes, you can observe displacement. If you take AgSO4 and if you add zinc, you can find displacement. If you take AgSO4 and if you add Cu, copper, yes, we can find displacement. So there is only one option, we can find 3 displacements. So answer is silver. Like that we have to take. Any doubts till 20?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Sir.
No, sir.
2 ml of each concentrated HCl, HNO3 and a mixture of concentrated HCl and concentrated HNO3 in the ratio of 3:1 were taken in test tubes labeled A, B and C. So 3 test tubes are there. In first test tube they took HCl, in second test tube they took HNO3, in third test tube they took mixture of HCl and HNO3, which is nothing but aqua regia. A small piece of metal was put in each test tube. No change occurred in test tube A and B, but metal got dissolved in test tube C. The metal would be, so which metal will be dissolved in aqua regia? Gold,
Gold
silver,
or
So in this, if you can find gold, that would be the answer. Gold, silver, platinum. So answer is B, gold, and D, platinum. That is the answer. 22. An alloy is, it's a homogeneous mixture of two metals, two or more metals. It is not heterogeneous. It is homogeneous mixture. So answer is C. Very straight question. An electrolytic cell consists of, in state board, grade 8, grade 9, grade 10, in those textbooks you can get. But in CBSE textbook, it is not there, of course, electrolytic cell. But let us try to learn. So electrolytic cell consists of anode and cathode. So anode means what is the charge of anode, cathode means what is the terminal charge of cathode. That you have to understand. So anode means what is the charge, guys? Positive or negative? Terminal.
Positives.
Positive.
Cathode means negative.
Negatives.
So where is positively charged anode? Here we have positively charged anode. 3 is correct. And negatively charged cathode. This one 4 is correct. 3 and 4. Answer B is correct. Yeah, they have given positively charged cathode wrong. Negatively charged anode wrong. Like that. During electrolytic refining, electrolytic refining of zinc, it gets electrolytic refining. We know na. So we have to take beaker and solution of that particular salt of that particular metal, and anode, cathode. So what should be anode, what should be cathode? So just remember anode means anode mud. You can remember anode mud means, so that anode should be impure zinc and cathode should be small strip of pure zinc. Now zinc will be deposited on, so from where to where it will be deposited, guys? So anode will be anode plus mud, anode mud. So from anode, all metal will be coming out and it will be moving towards the cathode, isn't it? From salt also, it will be moving towards the cathode. So deposited on cathode. Here, if you can observe, deposited on cathode, this is correct. Deposited on anode, this is wrong. Deposited on cathode as well as anode, wrong. Remains in the solution, wrong. So answer is A, deposited on cathode. So we discussed, if you can observe, that cathode will be very thin strip. After refining and after getting all the metal, the thin strip will become thick strip of that metal. 25. An element A is soft and can be cut with a knife. Just by observing itself, we can tell it is sodium, which is very reactive to air and cannot be kept open in air. It vigorously reacts with water. Identify the element from the following. Now, so element which can be cut with a knife: sodium, potassium, lithium, etc. If you can observe, potassium. Where is potassium here?
Oh, sorry, sir.
Right. So sodium. Is there
That
sodium?
is phosphorus, sir.
Yeah, that is phosphorus. Very good. So answer is B, sodium. So any doubts till 25, 21 to 25?
No, sir.
Right.
No, sir.
Done. Next, 26. Alloys are homogeneous mixtures of metals with a metal or non-metal. Yeah. Among which of the following alloy contain non-metal as one of its constituent? If you can observe,
Steel, sir.
steel, chromium, nickel, and carbon, isn't it? So steel.
Magnesium also, no, sir.
Magnesium also.
Iron with magnesium and chromium.
Oh, very good. And can you see here amalgam? Can you tell what is meant by amalgam?
No, sir.
Amalgam is also an alloy, but
Sir,
there
it
will
is
be
a mixture of mercury with any other.
very good, very good, very good. If one of the metal is mercury, how many metals you want you can take? What are the different metals you want you can take? Take it. But if one of
Sodium
the
mix.
metals is mercury, then it is known as amalgam. Right. Then brass,
But it is liquid in temperature, no, sir. How can we make it as alloy?
we will heat it. High temperature is required. Then still it will molten like that.
How many degrees, sir?
No idea. We can Google it. So brass, mixture of copper and zinc. Bronze is mixture of copper and tin, like that. Now 27. Which among the following statements is incorrect? They are asking for magnesium metal. It burns in oxygen with a dazzling white flame. Yes, this is correct. It reacts with cold water to form magnesium oxide and evolves hydrogen gas. No. Magnesium, it cannot react with cold water. It reacts with hot water. Yes, it is correct. Magnesium reacts with hot water. Magnesium reacts with steam. Yes, magnesium is a metal. It can react with hot water as well as steam. It cannot react with cold water. So answer is B. It cannot react with cold water. 28. Which among the following alloys contain mercury as one of its constituent? So in the answer,
Zinc amalgam.
zinc amalgam. Done. 29. Reaction between X and Y forms Z. Okay. X plus Y gives rise to Z. X lose electron. So loses electron. And Y gains electron.
Sir, Y is non-metal, sir.
Very good. X is metal, Y is non-metal. So metal plus non-metal, it is ionic compound, simply to say. That's it, na? It is salt, metal plus non-metal. For example, sodium and chlorine gives rise to sodium chloride. That is known as ionic compound. Which of the following property is not shown by Z? Means, which of the property is not related to ionic compound? They are asking. It has high melting point? Yeah. Salt will have high melting point. It has low melting point? No. Salt will have high melting point. Conduct electricity in molten state? Yes. Salts conduct electricity only in molten state, not in solid state. Occurs as solid? Yes. All salts are occurs as solid. No salt is liquid. No salt is gas. Now answer B is correct. I mean, answer B is correct, but that statement is wrong. That's what they have asked. The electronic configuration of three elements X, Y, Z are 28, 287, 282. Which of the following is correct? Okay. 28, X, 28 means 8 plus 2, 10. 10 means?
Neon, sir.
Very good, neon. Y is 287 means 10, 17. 17 is chlorine.
Chlorine.
Z, 282, 10, 12. 12 is very good, magnesium.
Magnesium.
So neon, chlorine, magnesium we got. Which of the following is correct? They are asking. X is metal. Neon is neon metal. It is a gas. Inert gas. Wrong. Y is metal. Chlorine. Chlorine is non-metal. Chlorine gas. It is wrong. Z is non-metal. No. Z is magnesium. That is metal. Wrong. Y is non-metal. Z is metal. Yes. Y is non-metal. Z is metal. That's it. Now Y is chlorine non-metal. Z is magnesium metal. So answer is D is correct. Guys, any doubts till 30?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Done. 31.
No, sir.
Although metals form basic oxides, which of the following metals form amphoteric oxides? So first of all, what is meant by amphoteric oxides? Metal oxides which can show both acidic as well as basic character. Right? So there are two amphoteric oxides you are going to get. That is Al2O3, aluminum oxide, and another one is ZnO, zinc oxide. So in option, if you can observe aluminum and zinc, those are correct. So we can observe only aluminum. We cannot observe zinc. So option C is correct. Generally, non-metals are not conductors of electricity. Yes, correct. Which of the following is a good conductor of electricity? So which non-metal is good conductor of electricity? Only one non-metal. That is
Graphite.
done, graphite. Diamond is good conductor of heat, not electricity. Sulfur is just normal fullerenes. That is carbon compound, fullerenes. But graphite is also carbon compound, but because of the structure. In fourth chapter, we'll learn what is the structure of diamond, what is the structure of graphite. 33. Electrical wires have a coating of insulating material. The material generally used is, so if you can observe in house, there will be copper wire. On that copper wire, some plastic will be coated to avoid from electricity shock. So graphite cannot be. Sulfur is a powder, we cannot make it. So if graphite is not the answer, sulfur is not the answer. All can be used, also not the answer. So answer is C, PVC. Plastic.
Sir,
Which of
can
the
you tell the full form of PVC, sir?
polyvinyl something will be there. Just will see. PVC full form.
Yes.
So in 8th class you might have got that one. Polyvinyl chloride. Yeah, in 8th class, combustion fossil fuel in those chapters, not only combustion fossil fuel, coal and petroleum, where you studied. In NCERT textbook itself, we have PV is nothing but polyvinyl chloride.
Yes, sir.
Then, which of the following non-metal is liquid? Only one non-metal which will be in liquid state, that is bromine. Then, which of the following can undergo a chemical reaction? So, when they are giving this one, we have to go with this must be high reactive, this must be least reactive. But if you can observe, in salt metal which is present, that has to be least reactive, guys. But here it is high reactive, it is least reactive. So it is not possible. Now, if you can observe, zinc is high reactive, iron is least reactive. Here also it is not possible. Magnesium is high reactive, this lead, plumbum is least reactive. This is also not possible. Now, copper is least reactive, iron is high reactive. This reaction is possible. Displacement can be observed. Simple logic. D. Guys, any doubts till 31 to 35?
No, sir.
Right.
No, sir.
36. Which one of the following figures correctly describes the process of electrolytic refining? Okay. So in all these, we can observe beakers. That is fine. Now cathode, anode. In all these, we have but signs, you see. This one is okay. Positive, negative, correct. Positive, negative, correct. Here positive. Okay, fine, correct. Now anode mud. With that, we can go with option. Na? Here, if you can observe in A and B, here we have negative terminal, but anode mud is near the cathode. So you can directly eliminate this. You can here also you see anode mud is near cathode, so you can eliminate this. Here, if you can observe, yeah, anode mud is near. This you can take, and this you can take, and still option A, B, C, D. Only if there are A, B, C, D. In these two, you have to select one. Okay, now what you have to select, if you can observe, they're telling copper is going like this,
See, sir.
and here copper is going like this. It should not happen like this. Nah, both has to go to one place. So this is wrong. So straight away you can mark C. C is correct. Just by observing the diagram, we can tell. So that's it. 36 MCQs of NCERT exemplar we have discussed. And in next lecture, we are going to discuss short answer type questions as well as long answer type questions. So continuity should be there. Don't miss classes. So if you have any doubts in MCQs, you can ask me once again. So that's it in this lecture.